everyone. Thank you for joining us. And Craig, thanks so much for jumping on today.
Yeah, great to be back on camera. This is like a throwback to my old TV days.
Yes, absolutely. I love it. So cool. Well, okay, let's dive right in. So audience, Craig is a financial planner advisor with
Podium Prosperity Group.
And we wanted to jump on today and share with you a few myths that are out there about financial planning and ways to overcome them, and how coaching is so connected to the financial planning piece. So Craig, tell us a bit about your background and how you got into things and what financial planning looks like for you personally.
Sure. So yeah, my background I alluded to before was broadcasting, actually, and television. But I'd always had an eye on, my father was very interested in finances, and my parents were always very organized with their mortgage and thinking about their retirement and things like that. So it was something that I was sort of brought up thinking about a little bit. So even though I was working for a big company with a small pension, that wasn't really part of what I was. This career is obviously very different than that. But I decided I wanted to make a change in my career path, and this was just sort of the natural fit. I had interest in real estate, and have invested in real estate properties in the past, and a little bit of investing, but really I've learned even more. You think you have an idea about finances until you get into a job and getting licensed to sell life insurance and things like that. You learn so much, and then working with the partners at Podium Prosperity Group have just learned so much more about how we can help our clients and help people out on their journey, because that's what it is.
For sure. And I think it's so great that you've been in that seat and you're investing in your future, so you walk the walk and talk the talk. So you're more helpful for your clients.
Yeah, I think everyone wants to know that their advisors thinks insurance is important, and wants to know that they're investing or saving, whether it be for their retirement or their kids' education, whatever it may be. That's, you gotta walk the walk, I guess, and then sort of do what you're preaching. I think you talk about misconceptions. People are maybe just, they don't know, and they have that fear a little bit of the unknown. Absolutely. And I think, like what you said, we're kind of coaches. We help people just have conversations and questions about things that are going to make them financially prepared and protect them on the worst day, and prepare for hopefully the best days when they're retiring. It's all just about having a bit of a plan.
Absolutely. And I think that's the key. And I'll share a bit of my own personal story. So I started doing personal development and growing myself and working through some of my personal blocks. And then I realized when you start to do that, you have to look at all areas of life. You can't just ignore the finances and ignore the health, like the physical fitness, health component, or the eating habits. Everything is connected. And the finances was the one that I was the most timid about diving into, because everybody's afraid of that word, like the finances, and I almost wanted to ignore it.
You're not alone. Trust me. I would say most clients prior to working with an advisor, that's the way they are. They think maybe that they have a bank account and all that, and but it's a little bit of the unknown. They sweep it under the carpet, just go to work and assume it's going to take care of itself.
Exactly. And it's like, knowledge is key. The more information we can have. So let's dive right into the myths then. So the first myth that we have here, the advisor does what's best for the client, right?
Absolutely. The whole point is that, much like I guess a coach in your respect, we consider ourselves in large way a coach. So we educate our client about whether it be insurance or investments or planning, and then of course you have to make some sales. So they need these products. People need insurance. They need to have savings plans and retirement planning. So but anything we do is case by case, because every client is different. So you're not going to last in an industry like that very long if you're not doing what's best for the client. So always, first and foremost, it's what's best for the client. And you mentioned physical fitness, so we kind of parallel that model of like financial fitness and physical fitness, and they very much resemble each other. The better you feel about your your physical fitness, you're probably going to perform better, work,
Absolutely.
play, whatever it may be. If you feel good about your finances, you're probably going to feel good going to work, feel good about life, and have that self-confidence.
Absolutely. And I always say how we do one thing is how we do everything. And so I would really encourage our listeners to, search out those planners like yourself who they feel trusted, and that there's that credible source that I know you have within yourself and your business. And really just knowing, I think sometimes it's a simple mindset switch to go, okay, I'm going to find the right person who's going to really be knowledgeable and be able to provide me with the answers that I've been looking for.
Yeah, absolutely. And not to cheat, but I know this is one of the things we talked about prior, but if your car is broken down, to use that analogy, or if you're sick, you call the doctor. If your car is broken down, you go to a mechanic. Your financial future, you should probably go to someone who that's what they do, and that's why do it yourself. Why play at home and hope you're doing it and not be sure? Exactly. An advisor is going to give you that confidence that what you're doing is going to achieve your goals, and you're going to have that constant relationship too when you work with an advisor who are going to be able to meet with you regularly, because life happens, things change. You can have a plan today, it might be different 6 months from now, it might be different 6 years from now, but as long as you're working and evolving with the plan and your advisor is working with you, then you should be in better shape than if you don't have a plan. For
sure. And on that note, I want to jump, that's another area that I've kind of stumbled upon in my few years now of being more financially responsible. And actually, that's a good quick point. We have to be responsible for our own well-being and our own every area of life. So if I'm not taking care of my finances, nobody else is going to do it for me.
Absolutely.
So I have to seek out people like you who can help me.
Especially as a self-employed individual. I mean,
exactly.
You got to take care of number one.
Absolutely. And on that note, just let me grab my train of thought here. So this whole idea of making sure that you are circling back. I don't think it's a one and done. It's not I meet with you once, you take care of it and never look back. No, it's that constant. Am I right? That's
customer versus client, I think. Right. So sometimes people will come to us and they just want maybe, let's say, life insurance. They just want enough to cover their mortgage or something like that, and that's it, that's all they want, even but with our best efforts to really try and say, hey, what about a full analysis of your needs, and we can help with so many other ways. If they just want that, sure, you can be a customer, that's what we say, because they're going to come in, buy it, and gone. But our obviously belief, and the people we want to work with the most are our clients. So people who we're going to have a relationship with, we're going to do the deep dive and understand sort of everything, and build a plan based on the full picture, and like you said, evolve with them. So work with them at minimum, meeting once a year to sort of review the plan, make sure it's still on track, maybe make any adjustments, and that constant access. That's the way I say to my clients is, you have my number. It's not like you have to wait for me to call you in a year or whatever. Anytime you want to have someone, and again, we're educators. All we do is really give them the facts and allow them to really make a decision based on maybe recommendations. Yeah, and I know we talked about it a bit already, but circling back about, the products, what you can serve your clients, and then it's finding out that customization. And I like to do the same thing with my coaching business. You are different from person B, C, D, and E. So the same thing it's not a one size fits all. I think people really need to hear that again, because it's so important to know that it's not here's slap a sticker on it and there you go, serve everybody that one meal, so to speak, right? Absolutely. No, we have different tastes, we have different things we want in our futures, so our financial planning is going to look differently, right? Yeah, totally. What's important in retirement to me is different than you and the person, anyone watching this. So absolutely, you have to tailor to the individual. For sure. And I think the biggest piece we talk about too, you've mentioned in our conversations before, is about that peace of mind that we get once we know we have a plan, once we know where it's going. Everything can be fearful if we don't know what to look for. Whether you're talking about health or however you want to picture it, whether it be wellness, I guess maybe would be the best word. Your financial wellness is a big part of that peace of mind and feeling good. Countless times where you meet with clients and and you go over, and they're a little embarrassed. Maybe they don't know. They think it's worse than it is usually.
Yeah,
it's usually not as bad as you think.
Yeah.
Having that look, and the hardest part is being honest and just opening up and sharing the information with your trusted advisor, who's not judging you, because trust me, we see everything, and our goal is to help you get into a better position. But so often people say, oh, that wasn't as bad as I thought, or I feel so much better now that I know at least someone's helping me work towards a plan and work towards some goals. So that's the hardest part, is like pulling back the rug and pulling out what's under there, because there's ways we can help, but if you don't share with your advisor, then they can't help you. They have to know what's going on.
And I always say, yes, taking that step, it might feel out of your comfort zone, but you're in great hands, and that's how you get to what you want and where you want to go. And I think I love that piece of 9 times out of 10, you're further along than you thought.
Yeah, it's usually better than you think, or at least you know where you're at. It's better the unknown. It really gives people stress. I think so many people don't know how much money they need to retire comfortably. Like, I would say almost everyone, whether they're a business owner who we work with a lot, or just average family, they don't know how much money they need in retirement to have the lifestyle they want. You want to know. Better to know that you're either behind or ahead, and then you can work towards it. Especially the sooner the better, then you have time to get there.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for joining today. That was so much fun. Have a great day, and
back in front of the camera. Thanks, Danielle.
And we'll put your links below for how to get in touch with you, and if anybody has questions later on, we'll connect back.
That'd be great. Thanks
so much.